And a good habit is teach yourself one dua a week. And in 1 year, you will learn 52 du'as. There are 52 weeks in a year, I think. Yeah, I think so. 52 du'as, or at least something close to that you can, because some of them are very short. Like this dua of being sick. Does anybody know it? I said it last time, and today also. If someone is sick, you make dua for them, or you can make dua for yourself. What do you say? أسأل الله العظيم ربي العرش العظيم أن يشفيك. If let's say Nasruddin is sick and I'm visiting him, and say أن يشفيك. But for yourself, what do you say? أن يشفيني. Then to cure me, right? If it's someone far away, like your mom or dad, أن يشفيها for a woman, who for a male. So you just need to modify the ending, right? So memorize this dua, because this is good. When we're visiting someone sick, you say this loudly to them, in fact. Like someone is in a hospital or something, you can use this, right? So try to learn these things, inshallah, okay? So this is al-asma wa sifat. And the other thing I want us to look at is that names, remember, are different from attributes. And here is examples, because some attributes are actions. For example, Allah is known as al-fa'il, al-fa'il, the doer. Truly we shall do it. Inna kunna fa'ilin. Allah is al-fa'il. Like Allah is al-zari, that means he's the grower. Then tell me about the seed that you sow in the ground. If it's you that make it grow, or are we the grower? And again, you will see that. Am nahnu zari'un. So these are actions, some of them, right? So, but there are many other attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-Khaliq, Allah is the creator, you know, he creates. And you'll see this also, of course, in the Quran. And the document that I sent last week, did you look at it? Was it emailed to everybody, Abdul Hanis? Yeah. Even those who are here today who didn't come last week? Do you know which document I'm referring to? What document am I referring to? What document am I referring to? The divine names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? And I said we researched the names with Shaykh Abdul Hakim, and those are the authentic list of the names, and there are references there of ayats from the Quran, where they come from. So that you can compare with that list at home that many people frame and put on the walls, because not everything on that list, some of them, not all of them, but some of them, if you look at them carefully, the names are not correct in there. There are some names that are not the names of Allah. Okay? So look at that document again. All right. So we leave this topic about al-asma wa sifat. But remember, we call Allah by His beautiful names. When you do your qunut, you know qunut? When do you pray qunut? Huh? Fajr. What Fajr? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot. Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, I grew up in Kenya. It's the same thing. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Right. The second rak'at in Fajr, the Shafi'i, they do that. Yeah. Right. But the qunut that you pray in winter at night before you go to bed, you know, like your last rak'at you pray after Isha, you pray Shafa and Witr, right? You know Shafa and Witr? You know, guys, if there's anything I'm saying you don't understand, you better raise your hand and ask me so I clarify, okay? I'm assuming some of these things you know them. Don't feel shy to say that you don't know. Just raise your hand and I will explain to you. The Shafa and Witr that you pray after Salat al-Isha. This is the Sunnah that Rasul sallallahu, and it's in the Quran actually. Wal-Fajr, wal-Layalin Ashr, wal-Shafa, wal-Witr. This is in the Quran, therefore, yes.
What is Shafa?
It's the 2 rak'ats after Isha and before Witr. Yes, it is different from Witr. The Witr is a prayer on its own. The Shafa is 2 rak'ats and then you pray Witr. Now Witr means odd. That's what Witr means. Then you pray an odd rak'at. It could be 1, 3, 5, 7, and you go like that, odd number.
But the Shafa will be different from the Rawatib Salah?
Yes, because you do the Qunut in the Witr rak'at, not in the Shafa.
Rawatib.
Rawatib?
Yeah.
What is Rawatib?
2 rakaat after the sunnah rakaat after the
After
In Malaysia, there is a syllabus that we call Salat Sunat Rawatib, which that's mean.
oh, the nawafil, right, is what you're talking about, the nawafil. Okay, yes, there's 2 rakats. I'm sorry, I didn't get the first term. The nawafil is the right term in Islam. Nawafil, meaning the sunnah that you do like after Dhuhr, after Isha, before Fajr. Those are the ones you're talking about. Yes, they are those. Okay? Well, if some people don't pray the nawafil, they just pray Shafa, it's fine. Yeah, you could do that, yeah. But I mean, you can pray as much as you want that nawafil. It doesn't have to be 2 rakats. But the extension of that is the tarawih, right? And it is the tahajjud also, right? The extension of that. Yes.
We know that Allah is the one, but we saw a lot of ayat in the Quran that Allah used like we and also nahnu.
نحن نقص عليك أحسن القصص.
So what that means? I mean, Allah is the one. Just use. Why don't Allah use I?
Okay. All right. So this is a good question. He's asking about the term in Arabic is used as نحن نقص عليك أحسن القصص. And Allah says we. So does Allah mean that He's talking about many, or is He one? He's still, of course, one. But we understand this, and this is not only in Arabic, also in English, this is also the same rule that applies. This is known as majestic language of majesty, which means this is the language of a king. Like the Queen of England will say, we command you to this, we ordain you this and that. Doesn't mean that there was more than one queen, there was only one queen. But this is a language that is used to show authority that is all-encompassing. And it doesn't mean more than one. So the king, this is a language that was common with kings. It still is those countries that are ruled by kings, right? Or queens, for example. And Allah is the King of Kings. So this language is befitting to Him as well. That is why the term we. But it doesn't mean that He needs assistance. It means that He's still one. Okay? Other questions before I go to Tawheed al-Ibadah? This is also known as Tawheed al-Uluhiyya. But you will also see this term, Tawheed al-Ibadah, because this is easy to remember than Uluhiyya. So I use this term, but it is also used, Tawheed al-Ibadah. And literally, if you understand that there is Tawheed al-Rububiyyah, that Allah is Rabb, and that this Rabb has the most beautiful names and attributes, and you call Him by those names to worship Him, then really, the other 2 forms, these ones we just finished talking about, that Allah is Lord and the names, it must be accompanied now by the ibadah. So they complement each other, but really this is the most important form of Tawheed. Why do you think so? Why do you think this is the most important form of Tawheed? What do you guys think?
Because it's the way to connect to Allah.
Because it's what?
It's the way to connect to Allah.
Because it's the way to connect to Allah through,
Ibadah.
which is, in English, worship. So the answer is right here. The question I was asking, all worship must be directed to Allah. And this is the main purpose of our creation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us solely for the purpose of worshiping Him, right? And so we only ask Allah in Surah Al-Fatiha, what do you say?